Hello. Hey, teachers. Hello here on YouTube. Let me open Instagram. How's everyone doing? Let me know who's here. Let me know who's joining us, who is, who's not. Let me know. How are you doing, teachers? How's life? How's everything? That's it. All right. Ready for this Saturday night live. Hello, teachers. How are you doing? Hello. Nice seeing you all here. I'm very happy to see you. Good evening. Hello, teachers from YouTube here and teachers on Instagram. Yay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Caio, Denise, Natalia. Your school, our school. André, João Vicente. Nice, guys. Let's just count a couple minutes here. Actually, just some seconds, actually, right? Let's be quick. Because today I got something very, very nice, very special for us to talk about. Hello, Lucas. Hello, Tony. Tips for you. Drinking limes. You know those people that believe that they're going to lose weight? No, joking. I know it's because of my immune system. So limes is good to boost your immune system. So why not, right? Why not? How are you guys? Last Saturday in January already. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, teachers? January? Bye-bye. Right? Basically, Monday, February the 1st, we're going to start the Step Up Challenge on Monday. Hello, Verena. Nice seeing you here, guys. So cool. Today, we're going to talk about personality. So let me just give you some seconds to share this live here with your friends who speak English, of course. This live is going to be in English, so send it to your students, your friends, your family members, your siblings, your relatives, anyone who needs to learn a little bit more about the best kind of personality to succeed. Here we're going to talk about being teachers, but all that I'm going to say today can be transferred to other areas of your life, right? You can very easily substitute the things I'm going to share today with any other job you have. So if you are here on YouTube, be sure to click this arrow that is kind of like this, right? It says share, send it to other people. If you're here on Instagram, be sure to share from the paper airplane you have here on the side, okay? So that other people can join us and we can talk about personality. First, what comes to your mind when we talk about personality? Let me know, guys, right here on the chat on YouTube or here on Instagram. What comes to your mind when you hear personality? And how would you describe your personality? Let me get some comments here so that I can have an idea of what is in your mind already, what you think about this topic. Hello, Eliana. Right? So that, and that, guys, I even organized a plan today. I wrote down the things that I wanted to say. So that's a very serious life today. Okay? It's not just anything. It's a planned one, like a class plan. Yes, I'm a teacher. That's how I do things. Behavior. Tachi says outgoing, friendly, definitely, right, Tachi? Yes, you are. That's character. All right. What else, guys? What else comes to your mind when if somebody asked you to explain what personality is? What would you say? Way of dealing with people and circumstances. Okay. All right. Your score is cool. Thank you so much. But let's based on what you're saying here, guys, and please keep writing what you think. You know, if you need some time to think about it and to write here, all right? Cool. So, guys, what about personality, right? Can your personality, the way you are, right, the way you behave, the way you react, the way you relate to people and to yourself, can it be in your way to success as an English teacher? Can that be something that helps you evolve, that helps you develop? Or do you think that it can be something that is in your way and somehow it hinders or it reduces the chances of success? Does it have this power? Very nice to know, Proficiency 01. Very nice to know. Guys, the answer is yes and no. Como assim? What do you mean? First, how do you know about your own personality? How do you learn about your own personality? How do you understand yourself? How do you know what's important and what's not? And what helps you and what doesn't help you? That is when self knowledge plays a vital role. And I know that many people, when they hear the word, like the concept of self knowledge, they believe, I don't need that. I already know myself very well. Or, that doesn't matter. I just need techniques. I just need, like some things here, and I'll do whatever it takes. But they never stopped to get to know themselves better. And why? Because if you don't know your characteristics, right? Your characteristics and the things that help you move forward and the things that keep you back, there is no way you're ever going to make progress in your career as a teacher, in your career in general, in your life, right? And when we think about self knowledge, hello, Marcia. When we think about self knowledge, some people believe that, oh, okay, so this thing of self knowledge is like it's Zen, it's like yoga, it's like coaching, it's like psychology. And the answer is yes and no. It's all about these things, but because all of these things involve developing human beings, right? And when you invest time, energy, focus to learn more about yourself, it doesn't mean you're going to be bonzinho, Oh, I know so much about myself. I'm going to become like a more patient person. I'm going to become a more polite person. And no, the thing is, self-knowledge only helps you see, it only reveals who you really are. And we are a mix of good and bad things. We're a mix of strengths and weaknesses. We're a mix of things that help and things that don't help. And welcome to the universe. We're all like this. We all have good things and bad things. And even the concept of good and bad is very relative because good and bad, it depends on the situation, it depends on the society, it depends on the culture, it depends on the context. So self-knowledge only helps you see what is, right? It only helps you see what is, period. That's what self-knowledge is supposed to do. What you're going to do with this piece of information that you learn when you get to know yourself better, then it's another step. Or like we like to say it in Portuguese, são outros 500, right? It's another 500s. It's other 500s, okay? And the thing is, all right, so you don't have to be afraid of self-knowledge. Because if you already know what you want for your career, and let's focus here on being an English teacher, right? Okay, I know that I want to make more money. I want to have more students. I want to start working online. I want to build my business. Camila's been saying that we can make more than 10,000 reais a month. I want that for myself. I want more freedom. Okay, but you have to start with the person who's going to make all of these things come true, which is you, Zinho da Silva Sauro. And if you don't know what you have to improve and what you have to boost, because we all have talents, we all have potential, how are you ever going to be able to develop a plan that works? There's no way. There's no way, right? So first thing that I wanted to be very clear here is that self-knowledge, learning more about yourself, discovering who you really are. And many times we believe we're certain things, but we're not. Like, oh, I really think I'm this way, but you know what? No, I don't act that way. And that's only gonna show you, when you take a blood test, it's like, okay, this is what is. And then, by learning that, mostrei seu mafagafo, meu filhote de ganso. Only when you learn that can you start developing. Is this part clear? I wanted to start talking about, hello, Marcelo. I wanted to start talking about self-knowledge so that we can remove any misunderstanding, any misconception, anything that is not what it really is before we start talking about what a personality can do for yourself in your business and your career. Is that clear, guys? Right? That self-knowledge is just, okay, it's going to show you who you are. Be ready for the picture that's coming. All right? Be ready for the picture that's coming. And if you are really honest when you take these activities and when you read and when you think about it, you're going to have a picture that most of the times will surprise you, positively and negatively. Okay? All my students think I'm patient. I almost crack up laughing from this. But if everyone says you're patient, but then you say you're not, there's a disconnect, right? There is a disconnect. All right, so let's say now you know, right? You know your personality, you know your main characteristics, you know the way you behave, you know the way you act and react. Now it's the time for you to establish what works, what stays, what needs to be boosted, what needs to be developed, what needs to be used. Like, oh, excellent, I am this thing here. Let me use it. Let me invest in developing this. Or you find out that you are something that is not so cool. Like for English teachers, our friend here said patient. And you learn that you're not very patient, but you really want to be an English teacher, really want to have students and groups and have clients and have people working with you. So being patient is something that you need to learn how to develop. You need to learn how to make that work. Okay? All right. So I learned that I'm not, and I'll have to develop that. And you learn that you are kind of rude. You know? Yeah, long time no see, Marcelo. I miss you too. Hope everything's okay with you. Right? And the thing is, let's say that somehow you learn that you're not very polite, that you're not very pleasant, you're not very agreeable, and that people consider you somewhat rude. You know, you tend to make people cry, or people don't feel comfortable around you, and you're very angry. You're like, you know what? That is not something, that is not a personality trait that helps me get where I want, that helps me get the results I want to get. So I need to improve that. I need to change that. So when you see like, okay, being patient or being rude or not, being dynamic or being very flexible, being honest, anything, all of these things, they fit certain contexts, they fit certain objectives we have. And for others, it's not so important. For some things, it's just, all right, if you are, if you're not, it doesn't matter, right? So just think of a situation. If I don't know, if I say that I bought new clothes, right? And I bought a very nice bikini. And then some people are going to say, oh, cool. But is this bikini, this new thing I have that I invested to have, something I can wear anywhere for any kind of situation? No. If I go to a pool party, if I go to the beach, right? Or if I want to get a tan, or if I go to, I don't know, somewhere to get some sun, fine. It's appropriate. It's fine. Okay. If I go to a club or something, no problem. But to come to work, you know, to go to our office that I was there in the afternoon today, then it's like, Camila, you know what? You look great. This bikini is beautiful. You know, it's amazing. But here it's kind of weird. Or if you go to a wedding wearing this bikini, you know. But if you are at the beach, then it's okay. If you're wearing a suit at the beach, then it's weird. Then people are going to say, what? Is it a pegadinha? You know? Is it like candid camera, something like that? Is it wrong to wear a suit? It depends. It depends where you are. So that is what we have to think when we start learning more about ourselves, when we start to learn more about what we can do well and what we believe we already have that makes us better, right? And what we have and what we do that is like, you know what? And you know that thing that many people say, oh, I'm very honest, I'm very sincere. I always say the truth. I'm true to myself. I never lie. Whenever I always say what I think. I always expose my point of view. I always like, is it good to always say what you think? Is it good to never be able to just shut up? You know, is it all right to do that with everybody in every circumstance? Probably not. Probably not. And many times when people say, I'm very straightforward, I'm very direct, it's like, you know, you can say the truth. You can say what you think. You can be very honest. There are ways to say whatever you want to say. You always have to think of the impact you're going to have on the other person. You always have to think of the consequences of that behavior, right? So being one or another way varies in terms of is it good or is it bad, varies according to the situation you're in. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm very, how would you say that? Okay, I'm very honest with my students. I always tell them the truth. I tell them that their English is not good. I tell them that they have to improve their pronunciation. I tell them that it's wrong that they didn't do their homework. I'm very honest with them. Whenever they come talk to me saying they want to be fluent in 6 months, I'm like, are you crazy? Do you think it's like, okay, all of these things, the principles, right, of what is appropriate, what is recommended for the English teaching world, all right. But the way you say these things, when you say these things, how often you say these things, all of these things vary. And that comes with your self-knowledge and, like, should I say it now, a little bit of emotional intelligence, social intelligence. And that these are things that you really have to learn to do in order to have progress as an English teacher, because you're dealing with other people. So if you don't know how to be, if you don't have any empathy, if you don't know how to say what needs to be said using the best words or the right words in the right moment, if you don't know how to be convincing, if you don't know how to explain yourself or make yourself clear so that your students are motivated with you, that's going to be very, very hard, right? And I just see some comments here because I'm saying many things and then I see you guys writing. Let me see. Wait. You're already lying when you say you never lie. A white lie sometimes is never harmful. But let's say, you believe that you're super honest and you're like, oh, I always say the truth. Like, first, if the person didn't ask you, why are you saying anything? So what I mean is, it doesn't mean that this kind of characteristic is bad. It's just, does he help me with this objective I have here? Right? Straightforward, yeah. Two perfectionists here. I hate it, and all tests show it. Working on improving it. It's bad for me and students. Eliana, if you think of the engineers and scientists and designers and architects and everyone who works at NASA, they need to be like that. They need to be perfectionists. They need to be precise. They need to see all the details. So for that environment, it's awesome to be that way. In their personal lives, probably not. But when they're designing a rocket, a satellite, or something, the security systems for the NASA things they do, they have to be that way. They cannot just like, oh, it's just good enough. Oh, that's fine. It's going to work anyway. No, it doesn't have to be 100%. No. In that environment, for the jobs they perform, they have to be like that. Not with their family, not with their friends, right? Not when you're thinking about like people management, but when designing that thing, and not even for just, like, okay, I'm a NASA engineer. I have to know, look, when you're designing the thing, then you have to be perfect. You're here for that reason. But when you're dealing with other people, when you're hiring or firing people, when you're calling back home saying that you're going to have to be there for 3 days, then it's different. All right? You can always find a better way to convey certain messages. Yeah, there's always a way to say whatever you want to say, right? All right, so I just see that many people joined. Hello, everybody. So let's say that many teachers, something I hear from many teachers saying, oh, I'm very shy. Hi, Jarbas. Hi, Louie. Yeah, I'm very shy. So maybe teaching online is not for me because I see Camila and many of her teachers doing lives and stories and videos and reels, and I'm just too shy. I can't get the phone, and take a photo of myself. I cannot speak English in front of an audience. I'm just too shy. Okay, so being shy is part of the way you are, right? It's part of your personality, your characteristics, your traits. All right, done. I learned that. Being too shy, being super introverted, not being good at talking to people or expressing myself in a convincing way, in an eloquent way, does it help me with this career that I'm building as an English teacher online? It doesn't. All right, so I have to develop that. I have to improve. And I'm not saying that you have to be a clown and the most extroverted person in the world. That's not it. But being too shy is not going to help. It's not good for this objective that you have. So what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to start doing it because I know it's part of the process, because I know that for students to get in touch with me, for people to call me, for students to send that lovely message saying, eu quero saber mais sobre as suas aulas, I have to show my face. And no, you're not going to pay global prime time to record and edit and use millions to have your face on global. You're going to use social media. You're going to use Instagram. You're going to use YouTube. You're going to use Facebook, LinkedIn. Why? Because you're free. And that's where your audience is. Right? The people who are going to get to know you are there. Mostly here, YouTube and Instagram. Right? So you have to show your pretty face. You have to be there. You have to talk to them. You have to let them know how you can help them. So being shy won't work. All right, I'm sweating, I'm very nervous. Oh my God, I didn't sleep. But the more you practice, the more you're used to your face on the screen here, the more you learn how to use technology, the more you learn about your audience, the more feedback you get, the less afraid you are, right? And it's okay. I have a very good friend. She's super shy. She's very, like, she's very reserved, and her videos are beautiful. She does a lot on social media, but she manages to balance. Sometimes she's like, no, I need to go back to my cave now, right? And then when in other situations where being alone, where not interacting so much is okay, then she's back to being shy. She's back to being on her own. But here, because she knows that here's where she gets her clients, then she learned how to use it. Now she does it very easily. Is it natural? You know, is it like, oh, okay, just woke up and decided to do it? Probably not. But she learned how to have this personality, how to have this characteristic for this objective that she has here. Right? If you're shy, just do it anyways. Dani Cardozo, and that is something that I always remembered students that never open their mouths in class. And there was always this debate in the teacher's room saying, oh, but Fulano is just shy. It doesn't mean they don't know English. I'm like, all right, but if they travel, they'll have to talk to people. They'll have to interact. They'll have to order food. They'll have to speak to some people. And if you're here in a group, if you're here in a class and you don't know how to minimally interact with other people, then you're not good at communicating. And English is about communication. So you don't have to come and dance in front of everyone, but you do have to say some sentences, ask some questions, open your mouth and say some words so I can check if you know how to pronounce the words. That's it. You know, I did my first live. There were my personal Instagram and a companion watching. I'm going to persist. You're Brazilian. That's it. You see? Guys, so many teachers told me, oh my God, Camila, really, do I really have to do it? But later, it's fine because it's a skill you learn to develop that job, that task you have to do to get to the objective you want, right? When this happens, well, once someone told me to create a new account, a private one, and post a lot of videos. Who was that person? I still need to try it. Amanda, set a date. When this happens, I ask them directly, so Fulano, what's your opinion about it? Right? So guys, just by seeing the results that you're having with other people, and if you're thinking of being a teacher, it's all about the impact you have on other people. It's about the change you can make or cause in another person's life, right? So if you're an English teacher and you're not happy with the results you're having in class teaching, or with the number of students you have, or with the business you're building, there is something in your personality that you have to change. And you have to get to know yourself so well that you know exactly what is sabotaging you. And you're going to know also something that you already do so well that you're not using. It's like, opa, mas que tem diamante aqui, eu não estava vendo. That is what you get when you start to learn more about yourself. And maybe you have never heard about planning your money, like organizing your money, business strategies, money strategies. You've never learned about investing, about how to calculate some things. You know, oh, I'm not very logical. I don't know how to use this. I don't know how to think of the future this way. Let's learn it, because being loose in that area doesn't help you. So you have to change that. You really have to change that. And a very good thermometer is to see the people around you. What do your friends say? What does your partner say? What do your kids say about you? Your family, the people that work with you. Are you the kind of person that when you arrive, people stay? People like it when you arrive. Do you see people smiling? Do people come say hi to you when you arrive, or they run away from you? Are you the kind of person that when you arrive, people stop talking? Are you invited to most things? Not, guys, pandemic, I know, right? But are you invited to be part of things? It's not hard to analyze that. And if you want to be a teacher, you need to know, you have to be good at the relationship thing. You have to be good at this selling thing, because when you're teaching, and I'm not even talking about selling your classes, you have to sell the idea, you have to sell the culture, you have to sell the concept of English. So if you're a person who doesn't captivate anybody's attention, you're a person that, like, I'm there, nobody sees me. If I die, nobody will notice. If I don't go to work or class one day, nobody's going to realize I'm not there. Every time I say something, somebody feels offended. You see? So be honest with yourself. Find a person who knows you well, a person you trust, and ask this person these questions. Right? I watched Nath no canal Me Poupe, but I have applied little what she has talked. You see? Guys, with BTE, we have 2 master classes about finances, and we're going to have one more now in March. Why? Because we have to learn these things. We have to learn these things. Building rapport is key. Let me tell you something, guys. When I was, 19, probably, I was still living in Londrina, and I was working. For those who already know my story, I was working at Cultura Inglesa. That was the first school I ever worked. I used to study there, and I was invited to work there. And that I had been a student. I had been a monitor, like a helper, like in the study center, like a teacher. And then I started working there. So everyone who had been my teacher became my colleague. It was amazing. And there was a time when we had to apply oral tests, right? So I would interview somebody else's students, somebody else would interview my students, right? And there was a day when we wouldn't teach a class, but we would be doing these interviews, these talks with everyone. And we had to organize the rooms for that. So we had to move some chairs, we had to organize like the way the students would be outside, and the pairs that were going to be in, and who was going to be, like in the class, and how often and how long they would be there. And I remember that we would get there like 10 to 2, classes started at 2, like 10, 15 to 2, and start organizing everything. And the school's director, the coordinator, everybody was a teacher there too. So we were all organizing, right? And honestly, I don't remember the day or the circumstance, but I went there, sat in the class that was already prepared, interviewed all the students, did everything, came back to the teacher's lounge. And then the school owner, who was the director, the coordinator, and she was a friend of mine, she said, Camila, I need to talk to you. Can you come here? So she called me in her room. And then she said, I really have to say something to you. You're such a nice person. You're a wonderful teacher. We love you here. But there's something you did today that I really didn't like. When we were all organizing the classrooms, you saw us pushing things, like and carrying things here and there, and you didn't do anything. You just waited, and then you went to your room to interview your students, right? And we were all getting everything ready, and you didn't do anything. So when I saw that you didn't move, I wasn't happy with that. And I really think it's something that you need to change. It would be nice for you to look around and see what people need to do, like if you're needed, if your help is needed. I felt horrible because if she hadn't told me that, I would never have realized that, yeah, what an asshole. You know, what an asshole I was, because everybody was getting everything organized. We were all the same, and even if and I didn't do anything. And I cried and I apologized and I thanked her for the feedback. And what did I start to do after that? I started to look around more. I was very young. I was 19, I guess. And I remember that till today. Because I really, when she told me, I'm like, really, did I do that? She's like, uh-huh. And I really want you to know, and I really think you should change. So something about my personality of being la la la, super distracted, like and never paying close attention to detail, and I am like that. If you ask me, I'm like, I will never go to that detail. I'll never. But after that, I changed because I saw the impact I had on other people. And I was like, did other people think the same way? We all work together, we're all friends, So that was a personality thing, a behavior thing that needed to be changed. The way I was not nice, was not appropriate, was not positive, didn't help me with anything that was important at that time of my life. And you have to be very mature to accept that and say, like, yeah, babaca total, like really not cool. But you have two choices. You can just cry and just say, like, you're wrong, I didn't do that, or everything was ready, like, or you know what, I'm going to improve, I'm going to change, I'm going to be more aware, I'm going to look around. And that was something that was so strong for me, so strong for me. And I hope, because I really pay attention, to that all the time, that anywhere I am, I'm looking to see, like, how I can help. When you go to people's places and they're like, okay, let me do the dishes, let me like set the table with you, let me do something. Because once a person that I like, who I trust, and I really, we still would talk nowadays. I haven't been working there for like, I quit long time ago, and we still talk. We're friends. I'm friends with everyone there. But she called me on something that was not cool, right? Sometimes we don't have a person like that. So we have to analyze things, look inside and say, you know what, is this reaction I have, is it good? And just going back to the thing that we mentioned before, is that some people, when somebody says something they don't like, or when you see some injustice or whatever, some people just explode, or they're very rude, they're very reactive, like in the outside way, outwards. But some people, like, is it good? It depends. Because other people, when somebody says something they don't like, when somebody makes them feel bad or drives them crazy, they implode. They react inwards. They don't say anything. They never complain about anything. They never let the person know that whatever they're doing is not nice or hurt them. And then they start to have a headache, feel sick. They develop diseases because they always react inside. So is it good? You see what I mean? So it always depends. Sometimes it's important that you don't say anything, that you're just like, you know what? All right. And sometimes it's important for you to say, no, I won't take it. You won't say these things to me. So your personality has to be adaptable. You have to learn when and how to use these things in a way that will help you with the results that you want for yourself and for the people around you. Maybe in a work situation, you would like to say something, you would like to mention something to a student or to a teacher, or to a person who works with you. They're like, you know what? I'm not sure I can say it the best way. I'm not ready to say that. So I'll just let go, right? Because if you're very explosive all the time, you're going to lose a friend. You're going to lose a student. All right. Let me just see what else I wrote here. Right. It is so bad when we don't get any feedback. I agree, Bruna. That is why we really have to have people that we trust. That's why having a mentor is key, because the job of a mentor is to tell you the truth in a way that will help you grow, never to offend you, never to put you down, but always to say, you know what, Bruna, this reaction you had, this comment you made, or the way you're feeling, or this mental behavior you have, this mindset you have is not helping you. You should change it like this, and that. But a good friend, a person who loves you, your mentor, your coach, right? Your psychologist, people that care and are there for your development, they have to say some things, and you have to trust them that they're saying that for your own improvement. Faye saying sometimes it hurts. Faye, it really does. But it's always with love. It is. It is. And I could tell you so many other stories here of people that were very honest with me with things that I did or I didn't do that were not being seen, or weren't being received and perceived well. And these are people I value so much. These are people that I'm like, you know what? If this person had the guts, the courage to come say these things to me, because these things hurt. This person deserves all my respect and all my love, because I am becoming a better person because of what this person is saying to me. But that requires being mature. That requires wanting to change, wanting to improve. Very recently, there was a situation, and I always talk about everything, and especially work-related situations with my husband, because the ways we think are completely opposite. If you know anything about behavioral profiles, we're completely different. That's why we match so perfectly. So every time I'm like, I don't know what to do, I talk to him, because it's like I want to borrow his brain. I want to borrow his mind to that topic. And I was explaining what had happened, and it was like, yeah, but this part here, that you're wrong, and you only did this because of this and that. I'm like, yeah, it's true. So that personality trait was not good at that time. Being that way for that situation was not good. Right? You're so special. Thank you, Cynthia. Like you and me, Fê, like you and me. Exactly. Fernanda here, guys, Fernanda Rocha, she's my partner. Sócia do BTE. Mentora do BTE. She's a mentor too. So we have to trust each other, because this business here, teachers' lives depend on us. Teachers' careers, teachers' dreams depend on us. And I don't think I'm perfect. Fê doesn't think she is perfect. But I know that she won't let me do things that are part of my personality, that don't help what we want to do together for teachers, that won't help this thing grow, this thing that we have together develop and be bigger every time. I trust her and she trusts me. And yeah, sometimes it's like, puta que pariu, I have to hear these things, and that's it. Right? Fernanda, desmentora, arrasa mesmo, arrasa demais. The more I know, the more I see how special you are. Angelica, thank you so much. Years of development, years of self-knowledge. And that is what teachers have to understand from day one. We're going to talk Monday, we're going to start the Step Up Challenge. What will you get from the Step Up Challenge? You're going to learn how to structure your business as an English teacher online in a way that it's profitable and sustainable. That's what you get from the Step Up Challenge, right? Where do you think we're going to start? How do you think we're going to start? Are we going to start with like selling sales techniques? We're not. You know exactly where we're going to start, because you have to know yourself so well so that everything else you're going to do, and you're going to have to do a lot, you're going to have to work so hard, meus amigos. Filhotinhos de ganso, segura, segura, right? You know, oh, okay, guys, all right, maybe people here are so young, but you know old cars that have the puta que pariu? You know when somebody is going to accelerate or they're going to make a rough turn or something, they're like, segura no puta que pariu. That's it. Your life's going to go off for better. And guess where we're going to start? Guess how it all starts, right? I'll be there for sure. Right. The lives will be, can you do a live with all mentors? Dani, we do lives all the time. Segura na mão de Deus. That's it. That's it. Self-knowledge, right, Faye? And that is the answer for our topic today. So what is the right personality to be successful as an English teacher? Is your personality good for succeeding as an English teacher? Does it help you? The answer is you're the only one to know what you can use that you already have inside that is good for that, and what you have inside that you have to eliminate, minimize, reduce. There are many new things you're going to need to learn. Okay, I don't know how to talk to a client and speak to his heart, speak to his emotions. I'm so practical. I just say it like I'm practical. I say it right away, na cara. That's not how you sell. Being that way in the context of attracting new students, talking, doing the talk with a person who's saying, how do classes work with you? And you're like, chega mais. There is a certain way to do it. There are certain characteristics that you have to develop so that you can be successful at converting students, getting followers, into making them into turning them into clients. Oh, I don't have the patience to do that. More, filhotinho, aprender a criar paciência. That's it. Well, I've never traumatized any student. I think it's a good start. We don't know, right? I would like to say that, but I don't know because I haven't talked to all of my students, and there were thousands. We don't know. Key is using your strengths in your favor. Exactly, Faye. And the answer is we all have strengths. We all do. We all have something. Let me just see if yeah. And knowing these things and learning what you have, that it's like, oh, this thing here, this is where I'm going to really succeed. This is what I'm going to use, and it's going to be awesome. This other thing here, opa, peraí, just colocar above caso, And self-knowledge is learning all about that and improving so that you can get the results you want in your career, in your relationships, in your life, right? Most people don't know what their strengths are. Many people will say, I don't have any talents. I'm not good at anything. I'm so common. I'm so regular. I'm so ordinary. That is what you hear most of the times, right? Think of a relationship, guys. Think of a person who can never be in a relationship, right? Ah, não, mas não tem paciência com gente assim, não. Ai, homem desse jeito, já fez isso, eu já mando embora. Pois é, amigas. Ter esse pingo de paciência, ficar esperando o homem perfeito e tem que ter tudo. Is it good for the objective you have if you want to be in a relationship, if you want to be married or something? Probably not. You have to learn to be a different way if being with somebody is part of your plan, right? I have many friends who like they say like, "Hi, but how can you be like you're always with someone?" I was never single, guys. Oh, but Brian is so perfect, and you two are perfect together. And I'm like, yeah, there are many things that we have to learn in order to be together. But I got to know this guy, and he did this. I don't have the patience. I'm like, if you don't know how to impose yourself, if you don't know how to have like how to show how you would like to be treated, what is important for you, if you're not in touch with your essence, if you don't know how to show who you really are, how are people going to see that in you? It's all disconnected. And it's the same thing if you think of a relationship, like with a boyfriend, girlfriend, a partner, and a student. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Right? If you cannot be yourself, if you don't know how to be yourself, if you're always pretending, if you're always trying to be perfect so that you impress people, people will read that that's not honest, that it's not authentic. Maybe they won't be able to say what it is, but it's just like, isso é esquisito. Não sei, não vou responder essa mensagem, não. But if you are really who you are, and if you are an improved version of who you really are, amigos, fofuchinhos, teachers fofuchinhos, do meu coração, nobody can beat you. Nobody can beat you. If you are a person who knows yourself well, and you know how to improve yourself, and you're already developing these things, you won. You won. Because you're using everything you have in the perfect way to get what you want. So it is going to be successful. It is going to work. But if you're trying to, I saw that Fulano does that, so I'm going to do the same. And you have nothing to do with Fulano. Maybe that's why you're not finding students. Any kind of relationship you have to adjust. Oh, yeah. Totally, guys. Totally. To anyone. I have to adjust. I have to adapt. I have to give in. With my sister, with my dad, with my stepmom, with my stepdaughters, with my husband, with the other mentors with BT, with the teachers in BT, with my neighbors, with my yoga instructor, with my Pilates instructor, with my friends. We have to be different people, but not living who we are. And people love us for who we really are, not we're pretending to be, right? But you have a goal. Your goal is to find more students. You need more students. Okay, where is the problem? Oh, my social media is a mess. And Camila's talking about videos, and I don't know. I don't like to say that. I don't like to expose myself. I think it's foolish. These reels, TikTok, Instagram, this is for teenagers, even though you see it all over, that teachers are getting students and they're using this as a business tool, as a serious thing. That I'm almost 40 years old, I'm your mentor, and I'm telling you to do that because it works, and you're like, ai, não, mas não quero. Não é pra mim. Tenho vergonha. Não quero me expor. Okay? That is exactly where you have to go. What you're trying to avoid, what you're running away from is what you have to do exactly. Oh, follow Noara. That's it, guys. That's it. Follow Noara for Instagram. To use your Instagram to attract students. Vergonha não paga boleto. Fê, não mesmo. Né? Ó, o Guto falando, esse sou eu. Guto, I know because many teachers say that to me. Many teachers. Hi, Camila. I know I still haven't gotten any student, or I need more students. We even got a message here, right? And here on Tony here on YouTube. Oh, I need more students. Okay, so this is what you have to do. this and this and this and this and this. Follow these and these steps to this. Ai, mas não sei, eu não gosto de acordar cedo. Pois é. Não quero me expor, isso dá um meme fantástico. Ó, tá pronto já. Remember that post I told you? Você vem com fubá, eu vou com o bolo? That's the characteristic that helps me for what I'm doing, right? I always want to be ahead of everyone. I always want to win. I'm very competitive, very competitive. For business, that's amazing. That's awesome. Whenever I see someone doing more than I can do, I'm like, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do more. You know, so that is something that being this way is nice. Not overly this way, not overdo everything, not, you know, be frustrated, but looking to people who are doing more and seeing ideas and getting like being everywhere all the time is something good. Read that post that I wrote, and it's written in Portuguese. Quando você vem com fubá, eu já vou com bolo. And that was something that my mom would say all the time. Yeah, Louis, that's it. Right? Todo mundo quer gelo, mas ninguém quer encher a forminha. Exatamente, Fê. Exatamente. But the thing is, here with us, here with the Step Up Challenge with BTE, you know exactly what you have to do. Being yourself, but you know exactly what you have to do. And everyone who joins us sees that, okay, this part here, okay, this part I don't have, I'll have to find a way to be that way. And I'll have to be that way, my way. Not Camila's way, not Fernanda's way, not Karina's way. You know, all right, so this is important. Let me do it my way. But it's important because I want this here, right? And I got these people to help me get here. So let me follow what they say. All right? Cresci ouvindo a minha mãe falando isso do bolo, Angélica, minha mãe é a própria. Quando eu falava, mãe, isso aqui, ela, filha, ixi, você vem com fubá, eu já tô voltando com o bolo, minha filha. And I always felt like, oh, okay, I have to be quicker. Have loads of fun while learning a lot. A unique experience, right? And that's it, guys. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be, you know, difficult. Because here, when you decide to be here, when you watch a live on Saturday night, you're here, guys, right? When you say that, okay, you're committed, you're going to be in the Step Up Challenge 4 nights. Next week, all you're going to do at night is be with me. You opened hours of your day to be with me, to say, okay, I don't want this situation I have anymore. I can't stand living this life anymore. Camila can help me. Many teachers, dozens of teachers, hundreds of teachers are saying what happened after they took the Step Up Challenge, after they joined BT. Okay, I want to be that way too. And then you're going to be there with me. It's already a change of attitude. Maybe normally you wouldn't commit to a 4-day course, to a 6-month program. You would be like, não, pegar umas dicas aí que dá certo. But pegar umas dicas aí que dá certo, né? Só poder o buco do palhaço. Sorry, pardon my French. But you're like, okay, now I'm going to do it. And then first day, Camila's going to say many thanks to you. And you're going to say, cacete, por que eu entrei nessa bosta? Now I have to do these things because I want it so bad. I know I can, and I want it so bad, and I'll have to do these things. And you will do these things. You get these things done. You're going to start changing yourself. And this is something that we can't measure. We can't tell you how many students teachers got. We can tell you how much money they're making more. We can tell you how much more free time they have, but we cannot measure how much they changed inside. There's no way for us to say, look, they had 2, now they have 10 personality improvements. We can't measure that. That's the kind of thing that teachers, they thank us, they're grateful. They say, BT was a turning point in my life. Virada de jogo. Divisor de águas. We hear all of these words all the time. And I know it's because of money, it's because of students, it's because of free time, but it's because They changed inside. And when teachers tell me that their lives were transformed, that BT was a turning point, that they can define their lives before and after BT. I just received a video from a teacher saying exactly that. Eu posso definir a minha vida como antes da BT e depois da BT. That's when I say, cumpri minha missão. Because I know that after that, this person is only going to be more and more successful because they know who they are. They know what they can do well. They know what they need to improve. They know how to improve these things. They know how to develop the skills that they don't have. They know how to minimize the things that they do that are not appropriate for those situations. And they know how to work here and here. That's it. That's basically it, right? I'm still teaching in the school. I'm registered too, but if whenever possible, I'll be watching. Yeah, if whenever possible, talvez, quem sabe dia, vamos ver. Make a decision, né? The thing is, eu vou ver se eu posso, vou ver, te ligo. Vai ligar. Puta que pariu, né? Vai nada, a gente sabe que não vai. When we say that, legal, vamos ver sim, vamos combinar um café, eu vou ver e te ligo. Vou nada, vou bosta nenhuma. Because if you really want to, you're like, okay, when? Tuesday, 6 o'clock? Cool, I'll be there. That's it. Quando eu puder, não vejo a hora de conseguir. Filho, não vê a hora? Why aren't you doing that? It's because it's not hurting so much. It's not a priority for you. Because when you think that, okay, it's now or never, I can't stand it anymore, I won't accept my life being this way anymore, then you start to do the things that you have to do, right? Good to see, create contents for my page. We're going to talk about all of that in the challenge, Guto. It's day 2, if I'm not mistaken, right? And there are many videos here about that. Many videos about that here. Okay, so I'm not creative. Let's learn how to be creative, because not being creative is not good for you. It's not a characteristic that helps you. You need to be creative. You have to learn how to be creative so that you can be successful as an English teacher. All right? Teachers, it's 10:02. Let's get back to our Saturday, right? We start the Step Up Challenge on Monday. It's 4 days to start changing your life as an English teacher. It's a serious decision. It's a serious commitment. Eu sou uma mulher séria, eu sou uma mulher de relacionamento sério. Não me venha com one night stand, okay? All right? Me assume, okay? And I'll see you all there on Monday. If you have already taken the Step Up Challenge, go participate, join, register again. It's going to be a different Step Up Challenge. I was yesterday and today and this whole week rewriting everything, preparing everything, watching many things to adapt everything that has worked to bring it to you. Just today, I got a message and I posted here of a teacher saying that she got a full schedule just with the Step Up Challenge. So that's what's at stake for you. The decision has to be yours. I'll be there. My schedule is open. I open my entire week just for that. That's my main focus, right? If you know a teacher, if you have a friend, if you know anyone else who's also an English teacher that needs this, send the link, send my profile to that person, invite that person to be there with you. Because you know what? If you're going to do it together, it's going to be even better. Okay? Excellent. So if you've already taken it, let's do it again. Many teachers from BT, they're already in the mentoring program. They take the Step Up Challenge again because they know what it is about. They know what happens after 4 days, after consecutive days, 4 consecutive days, being totally focused on developing yourself and your business. They know what happens. There are many teachers that took all of the challenges. They were there in every challenge, right? Because they know what happens. They know what they need to do to get to their goals. And now they have different goals because they're not the same teachers they were when they started anymore, right? At night again? Yes, Sandra, 9 p.m. here on YouTube. Okay? Thank you so much, teachers. Have a very, very good night. I hope you have enjoyed this one. I hope you become more interested in learning more about yourself, developing your personality, developing your characteristics, your skills, so that you can be the best teacher ever. Okay? Beijo. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. Bye, meus amores. Filhotinhos de ganso da tia Camila. Take care.